whatever, lesbians, party people, and they mamas. We are here with another episode of Poetry on the Patio with Pleiades at the beautiful homebrew. Again, I have been patio hopping on purpose because I'm about to move, and I'm also about to travel quite a bit. Oh, also, let's put 30 minutes on the clockina. I'm sure you guys can see that from here, but again, we are in Katy, Texas, and I am in this little surrounding area quite a bit. I have been at, what was it called? Casa something. I was just there last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, before the interview with Lalo Bispo. And before that, the first one that I started cafe hopping at was Kokohodo, and then I went to another one. But anyway, we have been jumping around, and I appreciate all the patio spaces for having us, for having the podcast. Again, this is episode 62. This is going to be posted on August 10th, 2026. It's called Smores. And yeah, this is being recorded on like July 23rd or something like that, I think. Yeah, July 23rd. I'm again using my dad's phone, and I appreciate him so much for again allowing us the time and the space and the storage to record. So if you guys are watching this, please make sure to like, comment any thoughts, subscribe to my channel, and all of that. Share with a friend if you'd like. But yeah, we have had some heavy episodes. We've talked about a lot of things, including community. I think I just did my 12th podcast interview, which means that we have a year of interviews that we have posted, which is awesome. And I have like plenty more interviews planned in the future, so I imagine that I'll have another year's worth of podcasts, at least in theory, in idea, and I'm excited to see where that goes. So this is the summer, you know, we're in Leo season, we've known that, and as a Leo myself, I really do enjoy s'mores. I don't know, that's not like anything to do with astrology, but it's just my experience enjoying that flavor. I've actually seen like more recently a lot of people that don't like s'mores, which is interesting, or like they don't like marshmallow flavoring. I forgot to mention I got this matcha drink with mascarpone. I don't know how to say that word, excuse me if I got it wrong, but it is quite delicious. Like, again, I like matcha. Apologies, or not, I don't apologize for what I like. But yes, I don't know, I shouldn't be like promoting capitalism, but I did really enjoy the Oreos limited time flavor of s'mores. And I don't know if they don't actually have it anymore. It might still be here for the summer, but like, you know, sometimes if things sell a large quantity, they see that the demand is high and they're like, oh, we should probably bring this back for more than a limited time flavor. And I would really appreciate that, because they also had like these really thin chocolate s'mores back in the day, and the first time that I had a little bit of a garden moment, you know what I mean, I got to have like an entire packet of thin chocolate, thin chocolate Oreos all to myself, and I don't think they have those anymore. I think sometimes they do sell like chocolate Oreos, and like the chocolate Oreo flavor is my favorite. Like that cream Oreo, like, you know, you like to stack up those like white cream into a stack and then have that. Like if you have a sweet tooth like me, that's like amazing. Sometimes I do like having it with the entire cookie itself as well. And also, you know, I do enjoy having it with milk, you know, like a warm cup of milk. But like imagine a warm cup of milk and a s'mores limited time flavor Oreo, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's amazing. That sounds incredible. And it is incredible. But also, you know, talking about s'mores and how I've gotten to this point, it's interesting that I've like had, I feel like, such a long portion of my life where I did not have any s'mores, which was like in my first 8 years of my life, maybe 9. until my neighbors actually one day when we had no power. You know, it was a snow day, and you know it's Indiana, so like we didn't have a generator at this time. I was again like maybe 8 or 9, so this is 2008 or 9, and my family kept me quite sheltered for some time, so like I did not feel comfortable going to my neighbors, but like I wanted to, you know, like I had a desire to, but again, it just depended on like my parents allowing this to happen. And I think my sister was again like 12, 13, 14, something like that. So my parents allowed both of us to go, and again, it was just such a simple, innocent memory of like getting to experience roasting a marshmallow for the first time and having the piece of chocolate that was like not warm at all. It's like cold outside, you know, getting warmed up by the marshmallow, and the experience of that char on the marshmallow, the ash, the caramelization even, and again, you know, having a sweet tooth. Like that was my first time trying s'mores. That was in Indiana, and I feel like there's so many textures that go into that memory, you know, where it's like for some reason, even though it was like extremely cold outside, like it was just super warm internally, and like the memory is super warm, and not only is the memory incredibly warm, but like, you know, they also had their 2 children, and getting to hang out with them, like it brought me out of whatever image traumatized me, or like something traumatic, you know, like happening at home. Like it gave me this space outside of it to feel like safe and cared for by people that maybe I did not really know, but like now that I look back at it, I feel like I knew them like way more than like I knew most people, right? And like especially even being strangers, like that was a very safe space to try s'mores for the first time, and not only that, but like, you know, that obviously like encouraged me to keep having a sweet tooth. But then I've had camping trips, and at every single camping trip I have not had a s'mores experience, but you know, we have had like campfires at nearly every like camping trip. But this last camping trip that I had with Joaquina, when we went to Caprock Canyon, we got a grill, like those Coleman grills that are like propane tank fueled. We just made some soups, but you know, I'm encouraged that we could probably make s'mores on that little grill. And interestingly enough, I went to the Goodwill bins the other day and found one of those grills at the bins. But yeah, you know, I also went camping for the first time before that with Joaquina, so that experience with Joaquina was the second camping experience that I've had. And I had not had s'mores at that first camping experience either. But also when I was going to a cabin with my partner, when we went to Utopia, Texas, I think I talked about that the last episode that I had just individually, not with an interview. When I went to Utopia, Texas with my partner, I was talking about peace at that moment, so that's why I had brought up Utopia, Texas. But we did make s'mores at Utopia at the cabin, and it was very glorious and gorgeous, and it made me very happy, obviously, like to have another s'mores experience. So it's like the experience, it's like the real experience, you know, not like a fabricated home experience, or like even with a grill, like even going camping with a grill, I feel like it's more of a real quote-unquote experience, but like, you know, like having like an actual fire pit and getting to use the skewers on top of the fire pit, that's like the quintessential s'mores experience, right? And I think like really I've only had like maybe 2 or 3 of those experiences, but like at home, this is like the next thing, interestingly enough. You know, we have a good flow going on this show, but yeah, the s'mores at home that I've made have just been like on top of, again, the like gas grill that we have, you know, the girdle or whatever, griddle, yeah, the griddle. And I have also made like s'mores in the broiler, where I've put like literal layers of like chocolate and then layers of marshmallow on top of that, and just put it in the broiler, and then like had it like a dip. And on those days, like I've gotten sick because I've had so many sweets all at once. I'm just like eating the entire pan by myself because I have no control, and that's the greed that they spoke about in the Bible. But you know, that's why s'mores exists. I feel like, you know, again, you have like s'mores drinks you have, like there's been s'mores drinks in the past that they've like again had for a limited amount of time, and it's been the most incredible s'mores drinks in your life, and like they don't have that like collection of products anymore, or like they don't want to reach out to those individual like sellers or vendors, you know, like a big company, you know. But even smaller companies, like sometimes they have a limited amount of time thing where it's like they just got like so many different, like, you know, some granola from here, like some syrup from here, and some marshmallow from here, and they like toasted it like this, and like it took up a lot of their time, but like it got them the advertisement that it was requiring or desiring. But yeah, I don't know why I was talking about this in the next part. I think this is kind of funny, but like, why say layered like an onion when you can say layered like a s'more or a sandwich or a tree? I think in that realm, we can also say, why are we saying layered like an onion when we can be saying layered like a cheese dip, or I don't know, anything at that point. We really get to thinking on this show. Also, I wanted to mention for a second, you probably can't really see it in this viewpoint, but there's like a Pleiades plant, a couple of them actually all around me, and there's all of these gorgeous plants that they've been taking care of inside and outside. I wish you guys could see the entire jungle. I didn't know what to call it. There's some succulents right here. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we could say layered like a tree. We could say layered like a s'more, you know? We gotta change these idioms and these sayings, these daily sayings. We gotta change everything, you know? Change is the one thing that you can experience in this life. And s'mores, they don't change, but maybe they should. You can make a s'more out of anything, you know? Maybe like a piece of bread, you know? Make a DIY s'more with some Nutella or something. Anyway, that's just the conversation that comes out of why I say layered like an onion. Because again, these conversations are layered at the end of the day. I do have these s'mores earrings that I'm not wearing today, and that's my bad. I should have been wearing them, and I think like I even planned to wear them, but like I didn't realize everything that I'd be going to at this point in time. Like, you know, again, it's about to be August. It's not August yet when I'm recording this, and I'm trying to like catch up on how the recording is going. Like, you guys have been seeing me post every single Monday for the last, again, 62 weeks, and it was not always at noon that I was posting these episodes, but now I have gotten that schedule going, and that has been extremely helpful. If I did not have that schedule going, I would not be able to keep this up so consistently. I have had a lot of trouble with editing and recording and finding community members that are willing to speak, you know, artists, musicians, rappers, so many different kinds of people, filmmakers, etc. So yeah, having this as a one-man show, I'm impressed for how much we have created content-wise, and I'm also encouraged to see where we're going. So yeah, that gets us back into the layered topic, but also gets us into like, why am I not s'mores up to date? I mean, I didn't even realize what we were talking about. You know, a lot of these things were like week to week projects initially, so I had like a greater clarity and focus on what we were going to be conversing about. But nowadays it's just like I am working towards like 2027, you know. I'm trying to make it where we are able to sustain this, and again, this is a very DIY project. Again, we would like to have some sort of sponsor, but if we're not there yet, that's all right. And until then, I'm grateful for what I have, and I'm gonna take a moment to pause right here and say, I don't know if you guys have seen, but I've been posting about this recently as well, and while it came out, I did not get to speak about it because I did not realize what day it would have been published, but I did just have an interview posted on the magazine Voyage Houston, so I want to thank them for taking the time to interview me as well, because I've had a couple of interviews here and there, and of course, again, I would like to have more, but again, we talk about how do-it-yourself this project is, and how I am able to project my project into the world. that matters. And again, you know, back when I had written what I was going to talk about, the topics, I was not thinking that I was going to be moving around so much. Like, I thought that I would be just on my patio at home, but we are going to coffee shop patios because, again, there are big things that are coming up that you guys are about to see, and I'm very excited to share those experiences with you. Again, like the very minutiae, the myriad of things that you can experience alongside me, but like the multitude of things that I'm going to be seeing day in and day out and experiencing in my nervous system. Like, I'm doing my best to show that to you. And again, like, I have my Smores earrings somewhere in my home, and I literally like can see it in my mind's eye in the like empire that I've built, right? But like, even though I'm a S'mores fanatic and I have S'mores paraphernalia and memorabilia, it's like when you're moving around, sometimes you can do the best with what you have. Again, we have this cow print belt. I guess that's somewhat, I don't know, that's not really S'mores, but like you need milk to make marshmallow. Not always, but sometimes, right? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, we are here and we're queer, and I'm actually almost done talking about what we have to talk about for S'mores. Again, I've been like holding back some information from y'all, but that's not to say that like we don't want to share that information. That's just to say that I've been moving around a lot, and it's kind of sometimes hard to grasp onto the topics that are important to share with you all in the moment, and then the ones that are important to share with you like before they happen, and it's like I just want to like sprinkle these things here and there because I feel like I've got like this dedicated fan base. I say that dedicated fan base, but it's like just like 10 people, but those 10 people are still people that I'm very excited and happy to share these creations with. So yeah, in my opinion, marshmallow flavoring is best. That's just what I like to choose, my preference immediately when I choose like a coffee or when I choose a perfume, even, you know, like vanilla scents. But sometimes I'll be adventurous, like literally yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, I think. I went to PJ's Coffee, one of my favorite coffee shops, if you guys know me. It's like a NOLA, New Orleans-based coffee shop, extremely Louisiana local, but they also have like a bunch of shops now in Texas. I think they're also going out of state from just like this southern region as they're expanding, and their coffee is, again, delicious. It's my favorite coffee ever. And it's not just their coffee, it's like their fruity little drinks and their sweet little drinks. And I wanted to try their marshmallow frappe, or I don't know if it was a frappe or if it was just a frozen drink, but like I did not choose their marshmallow drink. I don't know why, but I did try their pralines and cream. Again, I'm an adventurous person. Sometimes I just like trying something different, and I can be like, oh, I honestly did not like that as much as I thought I would, and I would have preferred the marshmallow or the s'mores drink, but it's okay because, you know, that refines my taste as like, you know, I'm gonna prefer that and choose that more often. I'm gonna choose that as my priority more often. And yeah, I guess that's the point of being adventurous, especially in your 20s, even if it's just like being adventurous with drinks, you know. Like, yeah, I might get a matcha every single time I want a little bit of caffeine, but like, again, they have like mascarpone, whatever you say that, mascarpone, cheese foam, they have mango, taro, strawberry, lavender, and they have like a whole bunch of different flavors as well. But, you know, if they had a marshmallow flavoring, that would have been my choice. Marshmallow and matcha, I don't know how that would taste, but, I mean, it's worth a shot. It's worth a try. And, again, I had, like, a blueberry matcha drink the other day. You might have seen it on my podcast. And I don't know how I really felt about that. Like, emotionally, it was good, but, like, it kind of was maybe, like, a little bit too much like concentrated puree of blueberry and not enough like syrupy like mixture of flavors, you know? Like it was not like one flavor, it was just like one flavor at a time instead of like a drink, a mix of a drink. Anyway, the last topic that we have to talk about is the Buc-ee's marshmallow mints, which is like, what even is that? What does that even mean? marshmallow mints. Like, first of all, a mint should not be marshmallow flavored. And then you're like, maybe I should try that anyway because I'm adventurous and weird, and sometimes I like ketchup on my cookies. I don't know. You didn't hear that from me. Maybe I'm embarrassed saying that, especially out loud. And on my podcast, when this is going to be like posted forever, like for y'all to see this is incredibly insane. Anyway, so yeah, marshmallow mints. You can try them. You can get them at Buc-ee's. Anyway, I know I should not be supporting Buc-ee's. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I should be okay with Buc-ee's. I don't know. HEB does some good work, but also they have billionaires. I know we shouldn't be supporting these big businesses, but like, again, sometimes I have trouble. I don't really know everything, and I'm just doing my best to support what is right in this world. So forgive me if I can be wrong. But marshmallow mints, those are pretty good. You should try them. I tried them, and then I was like, wow, this is actually low-key kind of life-changing. They mostly taste of marshmallow, and like, I don't know how they're like a mint because I don't think they're refreshing in any shape or form. But that doesn't stop the fact that I'll still eat them, and I'll still chew on them and munch on them and share them with my friends. And if they don't like them, then I'll have more from me, you know. But also, I love sharing. And yeah, that got us like 20 minutes of a conversation for Smores. Again, I had an interview with Lalo Bispo just last week. I don't know how that went because that recording is going to be in just like 2-3 days. Or I think like literally tomorrow, actually. My bad. Oops. But like in 2 days I have this show that just happened a couple days ago. There was these dudes that just like came down here, and I think they dropped off a flyer and then they left. And they were looking at me, but also like, you know, I'm looking at them, so who's really at fault here? None of us. We're just human. We're just curious people. So yeah, I'm excited to share with y'all the Lalo Bispo. Forgive me if I pronounce their name wrong. I am, again, going to see them in person tomorrow for the first time in, I think, like years. And I'm very excited again to share my platform and bring people that I love and care about onto this stage. And in the future, we'll have more of my friends. Again, I've got like people all over the world that we're talking to, but we're based in Houston, so it's very easy to get people that are in Houston on the show. Also this Sunday, I'm going to this coloring event, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to interview the individual who runs this coloring event, but it is free to anyone. It's at Siphon Coffee in Houston, Texas. If I have the time, if I'm lucky enough, I'll be able to record a podcast while I'm there, either before or after. I love Siphon Coffee. If you guys haven't been, like, please go. That's literally one of the cutest little shops ever. Do your work outside, y'all. Go out, have some fun, explore, do something different. So the more that you see in this world, the more comfortable you'll feel. And that's just like a s'more, you know, it's layered. But yeah, next week we're talking about summer. I don't really know how much I can share with y'all because there's, again, a lot of stuff that I'm like hinting towards that I just want y'all to wait and see the information for. You guys already see so much information on my podcast. We're talking about some random stuff. We're also talking about some serious stuff. Maybe I did want to lighten up the energy after 2 weeks ago's episode. You know, that episode from 2 weeks ago was like politics, finanza, and I felt like really afraid where I was speaking. And again, you know, like I was reflecting back on it, and even if I was having that conversation here, like, I don't know, maybe it's just like where we were in Katie, but I don't know if I don't really think that's the truth. I think it was like wherever I would have been in the world, that would have been a scary topic to talk about. You know, I would have wished that we would have more open spaces, that people would understand, like, to talk about anti-genocide behavior. Like, that's not just okay, that's like predictable, expected, hopeful, like desirable. We want people to be like that, you know? But anyway, I really appreciate y'all for sitting here with me and watching the project as it changes day in and out. I appreciate y'all for taking care of yourselves, for being here to this day and providing more art for the world. I appreciate y'all for educating yourselves and finding out what hobbies and lifestyles are important to you. I appreciate y'all for everything, literally every moment that you guys spend, even if it is in burnout and trying to find your energy again. I appreciate y'all doing that for the world. And with all of that being said, I wonder where we're going to be next episode, episode 63. I hope that y'all watched episode 61, and maybe you guys can take your time to look back at my plethora of information from episodes 1 through 60 if you have not already, 1 through 61. And again, this was episode 62 called S'mores. Thank you guys for watching my project and uplifting me. Again, I have that interview that just went live that I'm going to be promoting. I've also had a CP USA, the Communist Party of USA. I had an article written, co-authored for the People's World articles. Coog Radio did a small little snippet interview from me alongside Temp Tats, Tyler. I'm very grateful for that. Again, all of these opportunities are amazing and I love to refer back to them. I can't wait to see what else we will have to show for the world, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm on the right path, and I hope that you guys feel the same with your lives. Like, I don't feel like I'm behind anymore these days, and I hope that you guys can also feel that way. I hope that you guys see that energy in your life and that you guys see transformation and change. Like, I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be, and things are about to change in a way that I can't even predict or understand, but I just have to stay on this path. And maybe you guys can feel that way too. And again, I don't want to be alone in this. I want to see things change. I've been talking about revolutions. I've been talking about class consciousness and the privileges that we have when we have food and housing and clean water, you know, and education. And with that, again, we're not exactly at 30 minutes today, but that does not matter. We are having this long form podcasting, and again, the fact that we have been able to do week by week is not alone. I do this because of all of you guys. I'm at 241 subscribers. We started with 3 about a year ago, and again, we've been working towards year 2 of the podcast. By the end of this year, we're going to have 104 episodes, right? So that's 52 weeks. For 2 years, 104 weeks. Amazing work. Thank you guys so much for being here. What a beautiful day it has been here at, again, Homebrew. I'm pretty sure it's what it's called, but if I'm incorrect on that, then I will tag it in the location anyway. You guys will see that. So again, before I head off with my last couple of minutes, I'm just going to say thank you guys for watching. Please share this video with someone that you love. Hit that like button. Comment something that you might have learned, thought about. Share something so, you know, we can connect as individuals. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. With that being said, thank you again for spending so much time with me. I hope you guys are educating yourselves, reading a book. I hope you guys are eating healthy foods, drinking clean water, housing yourselves or other people. I hope you guys are supporting those you love, hugging yourself and hugging others. Again, I hope you guys are filled with love and joy. And as always, thank you, much love, and until next time, goodbye.